So I realize that I've been doing this since 2006, which is a long time. And it's taken a long time to make this company great again. But it's been an exciting journey. As you can see from the video, I have a few other things I have to do on a daily basis. But nothing has my heart or my time, more than this company. And it's really been a great comeback story. We have a long way to go. We have lots to do. But when I walked into this company, it didn't have a production line. I had nobody who would supply an airframe. I had 365 grounded aircraft. And between last year and this year, we'll deliver over 80 aircraft, most of them military, which means that from the production of the airframe, which we do in-house, through the missionization, that's about 14 or 15,000 hours, all done on premises, everything made in Mesa, Arizona. And a little known fact is since 2012, there have been 110 light attack aircraft built through 2018. We built 105 of them. And we're the only ones who do all the missionization in-house. So from the time we build those belly parts to the time we build the mission equipment, it never leaves the premises. And so it's been quite the journey. The military business has certainly put us back on the map. It certainly has allowed us to reinvest in research and development and technology. And we have invested hundreds of millions of dollars in the last couple of years. Most of the aircraft that we will deliver over these 2 years are single engine, and that's because the twin engine is under new research and development and certification, not only for our commercial aircraft, but certainly for the military aircraft, the 969, which you see here on your left. We have two aircraft that will have AWRs with the U.S. Army. That's the Cayuse Warrior, where we have delivered, or will have delivered, 60 to Afghanistan and 6 to Kenya. And then the 530G, which is our new light attack, where Malaysia was our launch customer, and then we're delivering to Lebanon with an AWR certification. So we've really been able to evolve. Last year I said it was the year of glass, and we spent a lot of time on glass. We're still spending a lot of time on glass and mission equipment. But just to give you an idea, last year we were up 60% year over year on the revenue line. This year we expect to be up about another 35 to 40%. We're up 100% on the EBITDA line. And we went from 430 people at the beginning of last year to close to 700 people today. So we're going through a lot of growth and the growing pains that come with that growth. We're trying to get a tremendous number of certifications done, both with the FAA as well as with the Army. We've had to switch over our facilities to GFRC, which is in large part under government watch, and had to do that in 60 days. As I think I announced last year, we had the $1.4 billion IDIQ with the U.S. government, and we have 42 of those first 150 aircraft under contract and expect repeat business from all those customers. We have a new direct military customer that's 20 aircraft with 8 this year. So we're supposed to get 51 aircraft delivered this year. And we're excited by the prospect, but also overwhelmed by the work effort. And we're trying to hire people quickly enough to meet the demands. But we believe in vertical integration, and we believe in making things in America. And that means that all those hours of work happen on our premises in Mesa, Arizona. And this year, the big effort is the 902/969. We put this line on hold for a couple of years as we tried to meet all the certifications for the light attack helicopters, the Cayuse and the G. And this is the year that we finish up the certifications for the 969 attack helicopter. And what does that do for us? It gives us 3 military aircraft. It gives us the Cayuse, which goes to 3750, the G at 3950, but this aircraft is at 6770 with 3350 of empty gross weight. That means a lot of weapons, a lot of mission equipment, and it's all under $15 million, which gives us really a niche in the light attack space. And so we're really excited about getting the 902/969 back into production. We've moved all our tooling back from Turkey. So like our single engine aircraft, this will be fully vertically integrated and built in Mesa. We have found that by building nose to tail in-house, it makes us much more nimble, allows us to deliver very quickly to our customer base. We try to deliver within 12 months on everything we do, which is why we're ramping up production now. And we think that this really sort of completes us. And it's not where we end. I mean, this aircraft is under a lot of research and development, including a new NOTAR system, new fan, new thrusters, longer, wider blades, because this aircraft will go to cruising at 160 knots and maximum speed 180 knots. But behind this, we have a new NOTAR aircraft that will go, this year we will build the demonstrator, but that will have a wing and that will go up to 200 knots. And that's called our Swift. And that is really an evolution of the NOTAR aircraft, but start to finish, brand new design. And so it's very important that the work on the 969 get done this year because it's absolutely the precursor to the new Swift, which is our brand new type design, from scratch, completely composite, brand new NOTAR system, and it will meet the FARA requirements of 200 knots and carry their engine. This we're working with Pratt & Whitney to increase the engine speed and put a 30-minute ring around it. So there's a lot that's going on here. We have a new Genesis glass cockpit, and you can see we've got ProFence as well as others. This aircraft actually is going to carry 8 Griffins out of the back. So this is going to be a lethal weapon machine, perfectly built for carrying all this mission equipment and the stabilization it needs to be able to shoot and be controlled. I mean, we've done this for the Mexican Navy, but this is all new equipment, all new technology, lot of effort. We've actually hired a team that's only going to work on this so people don't get distracted with production aircraft, which is what happened last year. So from manufacturing to technology, the team working on this is just focused on this aircraft because we think that is the future. We think this just completes the fleet as it did for the commercial and allowed us to get to the higher weights with this beautiful aircraft. We think from the military side it gives us a leg up in terms of what we can offer. Needless to say, as I said, we built 105 light attack helicopters between 2012 and 2018 and hope to deliver 51 this year if we get them completed. We will get them built, and hopefully out the door. But as I said, there's about 15,000 hours that goes into every mission-equipped aircraft that we build. We're excited. We feel honored to have so much growth and to see this company really back in its rightful place, living true to the quality of the aircraft. But again, it's tough industry, a lot of work, a lot of complexity. We have both the FAA and AED to deal with. We spend a lot of time with the Army oversight these days. We're very grateful for the business, but it's a whole different world. A lot of proposals, a lot of oversight from different agencies, and we're really trying to grow into being a defense contractor from a commercial company. And that doesn't mean that we're not devoted to our commercial customers. We have longtime customers in law enforcement and on the power lines, and we are extremely grateful for that business. And we need to get better at juggling the military and the commercial business. If it's one thing that we drop the ball on, it would be getting those commercial deliveries done on time. And so we're working hard to be a defense contractor with an important commercial business that takes into account everybody's needs. And in the end, you know, as a small company, you're only as good as your partners, right? As the people that you're working closely with, whether it's Axiom in a CLS contract or Moog or Profense or Tech Fusion, MSG, all the people that we work with that love our aircraft and are helping this company really find its rightful place in the marketplace again. I think it's pretty clear we're here to stay. And this company has been extremely successful, not that we haven't had our moments. And as you get bigger and you have more people and you have more responsibility, you've got to grow into it. And I guess the hardest part is learning to juggle all the deliveries, all the different customers, everything that goes with large military contracts, and really growing into meeting the time frame that everybody wants and ramping up those deliveries. So, as I said, rapid growth. I think we're only held back by ourselves. People really want our aircraft. It's hard for the rumor mill to say MD's going out of business or Lynn Tilton won't be here. So now we really are rising to the great aircraft that I bought and that we've continued to innovate upon. And look, in the end, people want technology. They want design. They want disruption, right? They want to be enveloped in elegance, and they want all the newest mission equipment and technology that you can find. And we've got to not be afraid of the certifications and what it takes to test something that flies and shoots. And we've got to be able to get them done. And for me, my biggest commitment this year is to that. And it's, last year, when so much of this should have been completed, we got caught up in delivering to Afghanistan and Kenya and Lebanon and Malaysia, and everybody went to the deliveries. And so that's why this year, separate teams. We're putting together, because we're going GFRC, that means we can build complete military aircraft on the line. So one facility is going to be single engine, 2 military lines, 1 commercial line, and the next building is going to be completely vertically integration of this aircraft. And so my personal focus this year is bringing this 969 to the marketplace and making sure these certifications get done in a timely fashion. We have great partners. We have people who want to be on this aircraft, that are on the aircraft, and then people who will be on this aircraft. It's an evolutionary path. People keep bringing us additional designs and additional systems, but this will be a lethal machine. It is just going to carry enough weaponry that it makes it as lethal as a Black Hawk. And that's because it's designed with so much stability, great center of gravity, and the empty gross weight to be. I mean, it carries 8, 2 pilots, 6. Those seats fold up so you can carry people or carry weapons. We're going to have 6 stations of weapons plus the back, which nobody else has because they don't have NOTAR technology. So that open back allows us to shoot missiles out the back. And I think, it is just the sort of missing link of what we already have in the attack space, in the light attack space. But we also have a huge commercial market that we have disappointed over the last few years by not getting this done. And of all the aircraft, this is our most modern aircraft. And I think we need to educate the world on the power of NOTAR and not having a tail rotor, the safety aspect, the stability aspect, and the power. And so that's really the goal, is to bring this beautiful aircraft to the world, both in a military configuration of light attack as well as in EMS and commercial. Hello, Ernie. You're still here, huh? Me too. Me too, although I never thought I'd still be standing in front of everybody all these years later. So really, the story is constant innovation, technology, light attack, the new aircraft, the Swift, and continuing to hunger for partners who bring innovation, both in terms of weaponry and mission equipment, as well as in terms of avionics and safety. So that's really the story. I mean, we're busy. This year, we'll finish the Afghanistan deliveries. We've got Malaysia, we've got Kenya, we've got Lebanon, and we've got a brand new commercial customer that I had hoped to announce today, but will not yet, but 20 aircraft DCS. So needless to say, it's a whole brave new world for this company, and I'm proud of the 700 people who come every day and love this company, love making things in America, love the house that Howard Hughes built, and love being part of sort of this family-owned business where we embrace our customer and make them feel that the factory is home. So I don't want to bore anyone, so I'm here to answer questions. With part suppliers?
Part supplying for sorry, it's Jen from Rotor Magazine. How is it coming along for supplying parts for your current commercial customers?
Well, I mean, look, we always have our issues. I mean, aftermarket parts is our favorite business. It's where we make our money, but you've always subject to your supply base. So this year, we've taken over our transmission overhauls, and we had some core issues with that. I think those are solved. And now, we've got some rotor, shaft issues that are plaguing us, but what we're doing is what we do, is we bring it in-house. So, we've got thousands of, we literally build nose to tail in-house. And we do all the building in-house, but every time we have a supplier part problem, the only thing we can really do is begin to make it in-house. So I own Heritage Aviation, which is a sister company in Dallas-Fort Worth, does a lot of metal parts and wire harnesses, and we're bringing that rotor shaft in-house so that we can meet the customer's demand. I mean, someone gets you a 3-year lead time, and it's tough. So we have definitely had those two issues. I think that's been really the only parts that we've had problems with, and we need to fix it, because no excuse. We owe it to our customers to keep them in the air. I think the transmission is fixed, though.
Then we have Tony Osborne from Aviation Week.
Does anybody have a question?
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Tony.
I wonder if you could just briefly clarify. So you've submitted Swift for FARA in December to the Army tender, is that correct?
Yeah, and Swift. The Swift this is the precursor, but the Swift will be the FARA aircraft.
Okay. And can you just bring us up to date on where the MD6XX is in terms of development?
It's been put to the side for right now. I mean, we still have the development, but given that FARA came forward, we needed to do something to meet FARA, and the 6XX would not have done that. And so right now, given that we've got the G, which has taken the foreign military market by storm, because pound for capability per dollar, everybody seems to want it. We're going to have to do, this is my number one priority with Swift behind it, and we still have the full design and capability of the 6XX, but be honest, can't do it right now, just in terms of priorities. We have a lot of deliveries.
Lynn, we have Tim Martin from Shepherd Media.
Just on Swift, is it the roadmap? Can you provide some detail on, have you formally gone through the 200 knots of speed, I guess?
So, look, we're actually working with a gentleman named Ryan Mace, who works very closely with us on a lot of our parts and is an incredible designer. It is a completely composite aircraft. It does have a much bigger fan, thruster, and it is NOTAR, but it is different blade makeup so that it's much more narrow, so much more air can come through. It does have a wing, and it is really based on the NOTAR technology. Also, we'll be using the FARA engine, and there's just much more power into that aircraft. But we should have by next year, we should have the prototype here. We expect 9 months till that prototype is built. But a lot of the work that we're doing for that, we're doing on this aircraft right now. It won't get, this will only get to 160, and it will dash speed at 180, but the other is designed purely to fly.
So ground tests or anything like that then, or
I'm sorry?
Ground tests and flight tests? When do you imagine that happening?
Well, we will have a designed prototype that can fly, we hope. We're saying 9 months, but give us a year. And then you're talking to the guy who's going to do all the flight testing right next door.
Yeah, that boss is actually right. That's what we're scheduling for. We want to get it out on the ground, and we'll do ground runs. And we're anticipating to see the 205 knots out of that, or more. So.
But much bigger engine, much bigger fan, bigger thruster, different design. But we feel like the NOTAR is what separates us from everyone else. And it is a wing for all intent and purpose. It moves like a wing. It's got that balance, and then having another wing coming through and just designing it for the aerodynamics. This very hard to take an aircraft that's been built for 140 knots and turn it into a 200-knot aircraft, but it's the research and development on this system that is taking us to that system. But we put the money away, and we've got a plan, and hopefully next year we'll have that here. But it's not going to be like cardboard. It's going to be a flying prototype. We've had cardboard. That's not what we're building. That's not what I'm spending the money on. Steve says he's going to fly it in next year. Okay.
Lynn, we have a question up here in the front with Helen Hexel from Shepherd Media.
Hi Lynn, have you got any ambitions for the urban air taxi movement? Obviously a lot of your competitors have got stuff here. What are your kind of projections or anything you're looking forward to?
I think innovation is coming to this industry whether we like it or not. There will be flying cars and people will be doing air taxis. We really are focused on what we actually can get done right now, and that's not, I build cars. I'm in the automotive industry, and there's a lot of great automotive technology that I'm bringing to this industry, like safety cocoons and the autonomous systems that we're building. But for us, we're so, we were 80% military last year. We'll probably be 80 to 90% this year. That's really our bread and butter, and that's what's paying for our innovation. I'd really like to work on an electric helicopter. I build electric cars, I build battery trays. For electric cars, I think that we will have electric helicopters. I mean, batteries are getting less expensive and lighter, and there will be more range. But there's so much I want to do, and so little we get done. So, I mean, our first priority are our deliveries, our customers, and then my second priority is this aircraft and FARA. So I just can't really see beyond that at this point without sort of getting here and disappointing people next year, right? But I think it's coming. I mean, if you've been to CES, you've seen the Chinese flying cars and air taxis, and look, there are so many places where traffic is unbearable. But we've really made our bread and butter and changed who we are with this light attack business, and it's how we pay the bills and hire people. And if I lose focus on that, I'm afraid that I'll take the company back in a direction I don't want. So I don't want to overpromise, but it's coming.
Hi, Lynn. We have Randy Panfield with a question.
Hey, Randy.
Yes. Hi, Lynn. Looking at the pecking order of all the companies that you own, can you tell us where MD fits as far as investment and profit?
Sure. I mean, I would say it's probably my largest investment, and it's probably number one on profit right now, even bigger than my $1.5 billion automotive company last year. This year maybe not, but look, MD has turned into a spectacular company, but you got to do it year after year. But we've really built something special, and we have a very, very large military and foreign military business. And we've gotten, 20 certifications done in the last few years. I mean, both military, crash-worthy fuel systems, new cockpits, new weapon systems, working very closely with the FAA as well as AED. It's a great little business right now, but 1 year or 2 years doesn't make it. I mean, we've got to be able to continue to evolve, bring new aircraft. I mean, when you think about growth, I haven't had my twin engine in the market. So we grew 60% year over year last year only on single engine aircraft. As this comes to market and we have a lot of demand and a lot of foreign military customers that want it, it could be explosive. But, once you're in the air, gravity is painful. You better not fall. So that's mostly what I worry about, is controlled growth, not disappointing customers, continue evolution of technology, and really giving our customers what they want and they need. But this has turned into a very exciting little company. Now we just have to maintain it.
When was the last time you sold a twin?
Hold on 1 second.
When was the last time you sold a
Last
twin?
year.
How many?
One. But people are waiting for the glass. I mean, we have orders. We just have to get the glass done.
Okay, we have Garrett.
I mean, we literally took the line down. I mean, we just haven't been building them until we do. I mean, we've been building a lot of light attack helicopters and couldn't do everything at once. But this is the priority for this year and a lot of demand for this aircraft. Otherwise, I wouldn't be spending the $40 million on getting it together.
Then we have Garrett over here.
Yeah, my question was, I was wondering if you could give us a little bit more on the parts and component suppliers for the Swift. What will you be using?
Look, we're building the entire composite airframe in-house. We're going to be using FARA components that are necessary, and then we have not decided on all the mission equipment, or even, whether we're going to probably use Genesis, which will be the same cockpit as here. So we don't have all of that, all our suppliers down. The composite frame, the NOTAR, all that stuff is going to be done in-house, but we do have a new fan supplier, but I don't have a list of the entire supply base right now. I don't want to make that announcement here without having announced it to all the suppliers. But certainly soon we'll be coming out with a lot of press releases on it.
Anybody in the back has a question? Anybody else? Anyone has a question? No? Okay.
Okay, well, let me off the hook easy.